Welcome to another episode of Discover St. Cloud, Florida. I'm Kristen McCary, and I'm here with your host,
Janine Corcoran, broker for Corcoran Connect, a real estate company.
And it is now the second Tuesday of January of 2023. I'm still not used to that. I'm not okay.
Where did the time go?
I don't know, but that means it's time for another market report,
Yeah,
right?
the month went by quickly, didn't it?
It sure did. And so we're going to cover what happened in the St. Cloud City in December of 2022, the last month. And then next week, we're going to do a really nice, almost like a State of the Union of the real estate market, kind of recapping all of 2022, what happened, the trends that we're seeing, how the year started, how it ended, what's coming in 2023. So it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. So stay tuned for that one next week. But we're going to start with zip code 34769. And we had a total of 25 homes that sold. Of those 25 homes, most of them were single stories, 22 of them, and 3 of them were 2 stories. The single stories closed at $228.26 price per square foot. Everyone loves that. We know you do. And then the 2 stories, the average was $156.78. That's a little bit lower.
Yep.
There's only 3, so I guess that's
it's so hard. It's so hard when it's a small sample size. But if you look at your overall month-over-month averages, 34769 is down a little bit at 2.69%, but they're still up 11.13% year over year. And they're currently, with the number of houses that are on the market today, based off of the number of sales we've had this past month, we have about a 2.5 month supply in 34769.
Wow.
So still,
that's so low.
Still low
so
count.
Keep saying that.
Yeah.
Let's head over to 34771, where there were 71 homes that sold in December. Of the 71, 32 of them were single stories at $224.55 a square foot, and then the 2 stories, 39 of them were $196.50 price per square foot.
And crazy enough, in 34771, the month over month values, it was like 0.000002%. Like, so it made no
change.
I think we were off by 4 cents on the price per square foot average. And year over year, we're still up 5.28% from December of 2021. There's actually a 3.8 month supply out in 34771. So that's healthy.
Yeah, there's a lot of building going on out there.
There is. There's a ton of building, and a lot of the builders have their homes listed for sale on the MLS right now. So 34771 has a good, healthy supply of inventory.
Wow. Then let's move on to 34772, where there were,
52.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I'd just help you out there.
I know.
I saw you looking.
It's my contacts were going in and out, and I'm like, where is the number?
Okay,
I promise you.
Really quickly for the end, just so everybody knows, we usually film these in the morning when we're
Always.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and we have a lot of energy. And I don't know if you can tell by the way that we look, but it's the end of the day.
On
It
a
is
Sunday,
late. It is
in the
late,
evening,
yes.
It's dark out.
Yeah. So we apologize if we're a little loopy today, but there were 52 that sold,
I
right?
see that. I see that
34772,
now. Wait, maybe I
found
should
it.
blow up the screen. But yes, there were 52. 42 of them were single stories at $219.98, and then the 2 stories there were only 10 at $189.43.
Awesome. And that's down a little bit month over month, 3.77%. So not anything crazy. And year over year, we're up 13.8% still. And they have a 3-month supply of inventory in 34772. So
I know it's getting very micro, but
it is. It really is. And, but things are still looking fairly healthy there.
Yep. And then let's go on to 34773, which includes Harmony, and we only have 15 that sold. Of that, 10 of them were single stories at $228 price per square foot, and 2 stories, there were only 5 of them at $180.25 price per square foot.
That's awesome. And your month over month is up a little bit, 1.68%, but any little one house can sway that number.
Yep.
And then year over year, still up a 14.35% out in the 34773 zip code. And we have a 1.8 month supply.
Oh, wow.
So low, it seems.
Very low. And then we have vacant land, and there were only 9 properties, parcels, I should say, that sold.
Yep.
And so it looks like the largest parcel sold on Leon Tyson Road
Yep.
at $1.2 million, and the acreage was just under 5 acres.
Yep. I'll be interested to see who bought that and what they plan to do.
Yeah, that
It's down in that 34772 zip code, right? Is Leon Tyson?
And what was it? Yeah, and then what was the lowest was 35,000 on Earl of Brunson, and that was less than an acre. That was
Right.
.69.
Right.
And just so you know, folks, every parcel was sold for cash.
Everyone.
Everyone.
If I had cash, it's
I
like
only
the
had
new
some
gold
cash.
rush. Put it in land. Put it in land. Actually, if you go out and buy land because of this podcast, I would like a finder's fee for that. Or you could just hire me as your agent. I mean, either one, no big deal. I would just like to I'm telling you, land, man, land is where it's at. You can't make more of it.
No.
Can't make more of it. So that's great. And then what do you want to break down the Harmony sales? Because in our 34773 zip code, we include Harmony as well, but we only look at the single family homes when we're talking about these, right? We don't ever include the, different, townhouses and condos and stuff like that are in there. So this is just for our Harmony neighborhood.
Okay, so in Harmony, we like to break it down. So in different categories. So we have Ashley Park, which has condos and townhouses, but we only have one townhouse that's sold, and it sold at was listed for $270 and sold for $256,500. That was listed for quite a long time. There was a tenant in there, so it took a little bit longer to sell. After looking at what it sold for, I was like, wow, we should have bought that. So that came out $174.25 price per square foot. And then you want to do the resales?
Yep. So in our resales, we only had one resale as well, and it was listed for $475. It sold for $455, which was $171.57 a square foot.
And then in the Lakes, we only have one that sold, and that was at $392,500. It was listed for that and sold for that, and it came up to $209.22 price per square foot.
And then out in Harmony West, that one, they're going crazy out there. And I think a lot of these are actually, every single one of them was brand new construction.
Oh, there you go.
So there were 14 sales over in Harmony West for an average price per square foot of $214.97.
Oh, $214.
Yep.
So $215 really rounded up.
Yep. So Harmony's still doing well.
Yeah.
I think Harmony West, I feel like they should be coming to... Or does D.R. Horton have another section?
Yeah, they have so much more space to
Do they?
build. Yeah.
I always get confused with where that curve development that's
They're going to come
in.
out of the back of Buck Lake. They're going to build all the way around. Yeah,
okay, so they have some time. They're
they
going to be
have
there
some
for a
land.
while.
They have some time, and then we have a builder, Adams Homes, on the other side that's building.
Which that's crazy because coming in, we come in the second entrance of Harmony when we're coming from town, so heading east towards the beach. And it used to be nothing but trees. And now it's crazy to see a whole
Houses.
development over there. There's so many houses already built, but they haven't popped up yet in our sales. So I don't think anybody's
they
closed.
do. They have, I don't know if
did we?
anyone's living there yet, but last time I spoke to Lisa over there, the salesperson, she had a lot under contract. I don't know if anything's sold yet. That'd be a good set to get, though. We'll have to add that to our list.
I haven't seen any
That's called Harmony Central, which is totally wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about this for a second?
Wait, maybe there'll be a Harmony East beyond it.
No, that's it.
No,
That's
I
all
know.
she wrote. There's nothing else.
I know. It doesn't make sense.
No, but who did that? Who did that?
I don't know.
So I don't know what to call us in the middle.
We're just Harmony.
I know.
Harmony, Maine.
That's what I say. I say we're the original, often imitated, never duplicated.
Yes, that's true. That's true. A lot of people always think that. I know a lot of Harmony West people, like when I was selling in there, and they thought that they were part of Harmony. I was like, no, you're not. It's.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the community. I'm just saying that you're not part of the main community.
Right, right. Like the one that actually pays into that CDD and that HOA and whatever. And I joke about that whole often imitated, never duplicated. I don't think that we're better than anybody else. I love our neighborhood though. It's and it's so funny because we were driving over to church this morning and we were driving on the the more established side. What do we call it? The more mature neighborhood. The original section.
The inner circle.
The inner circle. We were over on the inner circle and we actually remarked about how much we kind of miss the the trees and everything it's so mature. It's a really well established neighborhood. It's nice. It's quaint. It feels good. But I still love my house.
Once your trees, do you have trees on your sidewalk?
I have one tree out
No,
there.
but the community itself.
Yeah.
You have some trees. So
Yeah.
once they all 30 years from now. 20 years, I don't know.
I waited
How long does it
15 years
take?
for those trees
You
to
need
build
to
this
go out
beautiful
there and pour
canopy.
Miracle Grow on your trees.
Well, what good is it if I have the giantest tree on the block if nobody else has a good tree, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. That's
But I
true.
get it. Listen, it's all great. This area is really, really nice to be in. Our neighbors are fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a really great community. So, and I'm sure there's lots of communities out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just
Beautiful
like it.
community, so.
But anyway, so I'm really excited for next week's.
Yep. That's going to be a
podcast.
detailed and
And
opinion.
you know, that's
yeah.
my thing. Like, I love
Kristen loves
that.
numbers.
I love that. I love to look for patterns and stuff. So it's going to be a fun one for me. You're going to be like, oh my God, get me out of here.
That's not true.
There she goes again, reading between
I,
the lines.
I always do the price per square foot, even though
I know.
because everyone talks about it. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So thanks so much for joining us for
Yes,
another
thank you.
episode. You can check us out on all of your favorite podcast platforms, if I can speak correctly tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can send us an email at discoverstcloud@gmail.com.
Oh, you can find us on YouTube or Facebook.
Or give us a call at 1-844-ST-CLOUD. That's STCLOUD. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next episode.